Welcome.
Seizures all day. Just
all day, baby. Listen, as you've already saw on that bomb-ass intro done by the man Gio, this is the No Sell Podcast. I am Dean. That over there is Gio, and we are here to do either one of two things for you today. The first thing is you're either going to really like what we're going to say and you're going to enjoy it and you're going to agree with us on pro wrestling. The second thing is we're going to piss you off. We're going to make you hate us and you're going to want to say fuck off. You're going to want to tune in next week to hear the more nonsense that you're going to continue to hate us on with you and your punk ass friends. One of the two, it don't matter to us, baby. We're here to party.
Let's get it.
Now, speaking of partying and speaking of, good shit, we have to talk about Monday Night Raw. And that gave me old school wrestling vibes in the sense of we were able to see a theme carry on throughout the show. I was able to get some good matches. I was able to get some good drama. Let me tell you something. I know that Nick Khan the other day said that, hey, listen, Friday Night SmackDown's where it's at. And he's right. Friday Night SmackDown is dope. But he also said Monday Night Raw has been stepping up, and the devil is not a lie. We start this bad boy off with the guy that you need to start off with, Damien effing Priest. Son.
Bro, first of all, with Monday Night Raw, it felt like Raw's war again, kind of. It just started with a bang. It had Damien Priest. It was rolling forward. Like, it was just Damien Priest came out. He cut his promo, and then whatever. Then McIntyre came out, right? And then
Sheamus
came out. Sheamus came out, and then
McIntyre.
Then Bobby Lashley, then MVP. And then we were talking about it last week where I was like, are they going to do this champ shit? And they did it in the right way. And then out of nowhere, Lashley and Damien Priest, they had their beef from last week or whatever, but then they turned their focus on Randy Orton and Matt Riddle from RK Bro, and it worked perfect.
It was
I like the
watching the combination of them was really great. To be honest with you, even when we get to their in-ring work later on, all of these guys can go. And to be honest with you, there's two things I'm taking away from Raw. This segment and definitely those segments with those guys is one. Bobby Lashley is not only the Black God, but he is the God in WWE. I don't give a damn what no one says. You can say whatever you want about Rumble, say whatever the hell you want about Brock. It don't matter. I truthfully believe in Bobby as a champion, not only because he looks like me, but because legitimately Bobby could fuck everyone up on some real shit. Let's call a spade a spade. The man could actually throw hands. The only people that I think in the WWE realm who could truthfully, honestly challenge him is Matt Riddle and fucking Brock. If Bobby decided to go off tilter in the fucking ring, there's nothing the rest of them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it. It would Otis. Here's the thing: Otis is a very good wrestler.
Yeah,
but then Bobby's got the knocked out. Bobby's got the full package, and he deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, Otis. Bobby would still do what he had to do. It just take him a little more. It'll be a little rougher. Yeah. Like he's going to have to work for it.
Son, that's a low center of gravity, though.
Very true. But Bobby Lashley, how many people did he lose in his did he even lose in his MMA career?
Yeah, man. I think he's like 15-3, 15. Still a very good record. The difference between him and Brock, though, in MMA was that
UFC shit.
Bobby Lashley, he almost went down the traditional route. He built his way up to Bellator. He built his way up to the. Brock Lesnar said, "Cool story. Here's my name.
Let's leverage it.
I'm gonna have one fight out. It was like K1 Dynamite, and then I'm gonna go to UFC." And he was fighting top dudes from here on out. However, they're both really good. I personally think that Lashley is more well-rounded than Brock.
Yeah, that's what I've said for a while.
His hands.
Just whenever, like, Bobby Lashley is he's legit. Like, it's real. And that's all I'm trying to state is that when I see Lashley come across screen, the way he's presented, the way that, and I like MVP's role with him in the sense of MVP is he is subservient to Bobby, but he's not a bitch. To where, you know what I'm saying?
Like
whereas
Paul Heyman, where he's like, "Oh, my tribal chief." No, he actually he's almost like, "Listen, Bobby, you are the man. You are the top dog. But I could get you even higher than where you are now.
It's the exactly.
He's not being pussified or like doing what the Paul Heyman. Because MVP, if it seems like if they got into a beef or an issue, they would hash it out like men, and then they move on from there. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it seems realistic, like brothers doing it. You know?
Exactly, but you still you still know within the hierarchy that MVP would get washed in that equation, and that MVP is, like I said, he's still like, he's not subservient to him, but it's like he knows what the deal is. Like, he'll speak his mind if necessary, but it's like, nah, you still the man. But all right, we move on to that. Then we get we get Rhea Ripley comes out next, right? You get Rhea. She then she has Nikki ASH in her corner, going to get Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Shayna Baszler isn't a single star, and I don't understand why she is not this why is she not this great heel by herself and just fucking these bitches up? Because once again, if you want to talk about legit shit, there's probably some, because they don't get me wrong, I think they do have like some kind of qualifier. I think they have some kind of judo qualifier in there, and they got like a few other women who have actually threw hands. But for the most part, the people on the main roster, there is not. If Shayna Baszler walks in the women's locker room or is dealing with any woman, 99% of the women in WWE, she's looking at them like, you could be food if I wanted you to. But
she is the only woman in that locker room that if Nia Jax works stiff with her, she's beating her ass right after the match.
Are you sure it's right after? Or is she going to give her receipts live?
Oh, and we have to get to that with Nia and Flair.
Well, I know. Listen, we're building. We're doing. Listen up. We're doing good though. We're building up to it. We're building up to it.
With Shayna, right? She has all the star potential. Like she may look a little weird with the shaved eyebrows on it, but that works for her. She's like that. She's like has that mercenary vibe. She's like, I'm doing it for me. I don't even when and Nia was spitting, like talking shit about her, like outside the ring last week, and she's like, okay, cool, watch this, and she's still whipping ass. Shayna Baszler, she has the potential to be a star. I don't know if they're gonna put her over. I don't remember the last star that wasn't dolled up like that. Excuse me, the last super WWE female wrestler that looked how she looked or wasn't as feminine as the other women that went over. The last time I remember, the only one was China, and she wasn't, and she was still feminine. You know what I mean? She did Playboy.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't want to give it to Shayna, and she would be a perfect heel. And she would be she's almost like she's like a more masculine, like Rhea Ripley kind of. She would be a perfect baby face as well if she went that route.
I don't want to see Shayna as a baby face. I think she could be
not now, but she can. I'm saying she can.
Oh yeah, she can. But I don't even. There is nothing about Shayna Baszler to me that screams she should ever be. She should be the lifelong asshole. She should. The only time that we should see Shayna Baszler be a baby face is just to come back heel to be like, you fucking idiots. Like, that's the only time I want to see her.
Like Randy Orton. Like when Randy Orton's a baby face, I'm like,
you're just waiting. You're just like,
you're waiting for the RKO, and then him to just be like, you know,
is
like,
that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
there's the Randy we've grown to know.
That's what I like. I don't like what you doing, bro? Like,
what you doing over here, brother?
Yeah.
So then, all right. So then after that, so you have that situation, which was like I said, it was a pretty good match.
It was a good match. They can work. That's the thing is, like, before we skip that, Baszler, she can move, and so can Rhea, because they're both bigger women. What I mean is, like, they have wide shoulders, they can move, they're strong, and when they take bumps, it seems realistic, really realistic.
Rhea Ripley looks like she would rip someone's heart out, and it's wonderful. It makes sense. Now, can we talk about something real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The WWE, Vince McMahon and them, they got this issue where they can't fucking do tag team wrestling right, and it bothers the fuck out of me. I do not understand with the amount of tag team talent you got within these rosters and the way that they can be portrayed on NXT. They come up to WWE and they look like absolute dog shit. I'm sorry, Vince and Kenny McMahon, but in this situation, you can't just blame it on, the talent. If you fail a whole division, whose fault is it? And the reason I'm stating this is because we have the Viking Raiders, which used to be War Machine.
Tread lightly, because I am a big Viking Raiders fan.
That's good because on this occasion,
you better put some respect on the. All I'm saying.
Well, good. Well, listen. What's good for you is on this occasion, I happen to be putting them over. But now that you've told me they're a soft spot, I will find a reason to bury them at a date to be determined. Now, what they should. Now, listen. You fucked them. War Machine was over like goddamn Rover in the NXT. The same way that the goddamn Revival was, the same way that the Ascension was, the same. There have been multiple time and time again where you've had these great teams down there and they come up to the main roster and they're not able to be portrayed as such because you make them look like fools. I don't care what no one says. There was no reason that you had the up-and-coming Street Profits going against the up-and-coming Viking Raiders, and you have them doing comedy sketches instead of letting these two teams go in there and tear the damn house down. I know what you mean in stating that you want to give people a reason to care about them. Well, we're not going to give a damn about them when you have them being dickheads. And then you gave them I forgot the original name you gave them, which we all completely hated. But I'm not feeling what you've been doing with the Viking Raiders. You're making them just seem like, yeah. And then let me tell you something else I'm not fucking down with.
I'm gonna look that up. Their name.
Don't give a damn about this Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Shanky shit. You first of all, let me
fast forward. Fast forward. Yeah, that's fast forward time.
But what? But yo, you have three brothers, three Indian brothers who are monsters, but you make them look tribal. It's 2020.
Yo,
come on, son.
You want to know what you don't want to know what the Viking Raiders name was that Vince changed it to so it could be PG friendly? Are you ready? Take a guess.
Viking Huggers. I don't know. Fucking
close enough. Bullshit. Are you ready? you ready?
Like, Viking Lords.
I'm like this for the Viking Raiders. Bing! I'm woke up in the morning. It is the Viking Experience. Son, Viking Experience, because Raiders are known as pillaging, raping, killing people. You know what I mean? So they didn't want that. But the Viking Experience, like we're at Universal right now, Universal Studios. Oh, as you were. Yeah, but back to Jinder Mahal, like you said,
it
like
hurts.
It's weird
hurts.
because like. Yeah, but back to Jinder Mahal and his lackeys and all that shit like that. I met Jinder Mahal at the bare knuckle fights, right? Huge dude. But what I did notice about him is I think he has really bad hip or knee problems because that dude, if you ever watch him wrestle, he's always leaning forward. Like his legs are here, but his upper body's like this, and he can't move the right way. Hold on, you can say hi. It's okay. That's my brother.
What's up, big homie?
So, yeah, I'm in New York right now, visiting family, grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary, doing the thing. But I had to bring the set. We got to talk about wrestling. I was like this. I'm like, yeah.
Because you're dedicated.
Hey, I do this. That was real awkward.
People.
Anyways, but
you do it. Let's earn it loud. You do it for the people.
Yes, I do it. Do it tonight. Baby, we can do it. Take the time, do it right.
Fat Darso comes on the learning tree.
Damn, that's showing my age. But hey, back to Jinder Mahal. He can't move well for some reason. And what's crazy though, he has really good spots in the match. Out of nowhere, like it's almost like, remember when Yoda, when he has the cane and he like can't ever know when it's time to fight, he takes the lightsaber out and he's all crazy. Jinder Mahal has great spots, and I think they're putting him with these tag teams to take off the brunt of the work that he was doing in singles competition. But it's unfortunate they're doing it this way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you on it.
Yeah.
But once again, my issue just becomes you stop presenting them as some fucking goddamn savages. They are regular human beings. They just happen to be from another nation who happens to speak another language. But it doesn't mean that they're fucking eating with their feet, you assholes. I don't need to see these fucking. I don't need to see like looking like tribal warriors. You see what I'm saying? Like it insults my intelligence. It's insulting to them, and then it ultimately makes me want to disassociate with the whole thing. It's like you look like fucking fools.
Yeah, but we're okay with that. But we're not okay with that. But we're okay. We love the fucking Viking Raiders, and they're just some big ass white boys with beards, and they're falling into their heritage.
They're legitimate. Because they're legitimate. One of them is a legitimate fucking Viking. That's the issue. They live in that, like the motherfucker is being who the fuck he is. You see what I'm saying? Like if that's who you are, yes.
Yeah, I saw Jinder Mahal in his tight ass H&M or Versace. Probably Versace.
You see what I'm saying? That's not. Let him be him, and the people associated with him, let them be them. But that what I'm looking at, it's not true, and I know it's not true, and it just looks fucking bad.
Remember his name? What was it? Muhammad Hassan. Remember him back in the day?
The fucking Italian guy?
He was Italian. Yes, that's what
Italian.
Yo, first of all, he didn't look at. I'm not gonna lie. He had us all fooled.
You get a thing, you can do whatever you need in life. Understand that, all right?
It's like Kofi Kingston. I am from Jamaica. Bitch, I'm African.
Listen, WWE is amazing at that shit. But let me tell you something.
Yeah.
First of all, going back to the first segment, though, I want to say I love when Damien Priest speaks Spanish. I love it because it reminds me of when Justin's in the house and he just slips into it in regular conversation. So I'm like, okay, this is real. This is resonating. And then I also loved when fucking goddamn MVP said, "Hey, yo, Sheamus, do us a favor. Kick this Bendeja's ass. And then, because once again, and people, if you didn't know, I'm in a fucking goddamn interracial relationship, and that is some shit that would happen in my house. Like I may not know many words in Spanish, but the ones I do are curses, and I'm going to utilize them to the best of my ability.
The best part is because I think MVP is Hispanic. He's from I think he's Cuban or I forget what he is, but he's part Hispanic, so he understands that little lingo. So when
because I would say he looks like he's half black, half Spanish.
Yeah,
looks like he got something going on.
All Hispanics, we all got black in us. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, listen, hey, that's just the way the Atlantic slave trade went. You know.
Let me look up MVP's ethnicity. MVP WWE, MVP WWE ethnicity.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to get into the whole what we got with Damien Priest was an excellent match between Damien, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. Once again, you can never. Let me tell you something. This is probably going to piss a lot of people off.
All right, I'm not going to look this up. I need to focus on you.
Yeah, no, I got you.
You're about to say some shit.
This is probably going to piss a lot of people off. I am not the biggest Drew McIntyre fan. If I am going to be honest with you, the run that they just gave Drew, you probably could have built and did with Sheamus.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Sheamus is that shit. Yo, Sheamus is. I don't give a damn what nobody got to say about the big pale white Irishman. That bastard can fucking go. That bastard can talk. He's fucking, no matter what he does, I buy it. And Sheamus can make a motherfucker. Like when Sheamus was beefing with Big E and he showed the serious side of E, like even though they had Sheamus dressed up like this fucking Mortal Kombat Street Fighter gimmick, the Irish gimmick that he had, but you still believed. I was like, oh, this bastard would drink a pint and probably hit it over your head. Like the only thing that I think really messed up Sheamus is that people found out that he got beat up in the back a few times, and when you're watching it, sometimes you can't dissociate that.
Sin Cara got beat up in the back. I didn't hear that.
Sin Cara beat that ass.
What do you in a real fight?
Yeah, they got into it in the back. Sin Cara got his ass, and then somebody else did too.
Like they got into a real fight?
Yeah.
Over what?
Fisticuffs. Somebody was talking shit. Somebody got mad. Motherfucker got after it. But I heard that Sin Cara got hands because he put his hands on a few people I've read.
Is that's why he's not with the company anymore, or was it because he was kept fucking up in the ring or botching? Or both?
I don't know if it was botching, or I don't know if it was because he sucked and couldn't get any kind of fan connection, or if it was just because that he was beating the hell out of people.
Let's get back like me, because listen, you know me, I'm Puerto Rican. I need that cheese, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, so he got into it with Sheamus got into it with Sin Cara, and who else did he get into it?
I forget the other person that Sheamus has gotten into, but it's been Sheamus got into
I don't think he's getting his ass beat. I feel like
allegedly he got beat up. That was the report.
Sin Cara, I could believe that. You know what I mean? But I don't know anyone. That dude's way too big. You know what I mean? That's you're somebody who does combat on a regular basis. Yeah. You train multiple times a week. You know as well as I do that just because you big don't mean you bad. Oh, yeah, but I'm just looking at Sheamus's neck. I'm going to take all my horsepower to knock that bitch out.
But then remember, he's around other big people, too.
Yeah, the Sin Cara.
You see what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I mean? Like even somebody. If you
now I'm mad. Now I'm like, don't tell me this because this is what happens. No, because here's why. When reality leaks into professional wrestling, the issue becomes now it's like, oh, is it believable now for Sheamus to be pushed because he could actually get his ass beat in real life? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like when you found out Chris Jericho mollywopped fucking Goldberg, it's like it's not as believable anymore with Goldberg anymore.
I agree with you. That's why I said I think that is what kind of slowed Sheamus' push down. But even though, like me, I'm not someone who trains regularly, nowhere near as much as you. I used to do a little something back in the Dizzy. But one thing that I've always learned from doing that is that just because you big don't mean you bad. You know what I mean? And I used to bounce too, so I've been in multiple situations. So I don't. So to me, seeing them, and then also too, if two people can fight, size and power comes into it, but then also technique as well.
It's like
technique and experience.
Booker T gave that Harlem Heat to Batista when they went out.
You see what I'm saying? Because
actually, that was a good fight. I heard both of them motherfuckers were scrapping
because they can throw. So Booker it was so.
Hulk Hogan, I'm sorry. I'm coming for you. Ready? Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you. You got wait.
He fucking with Super Saiyan.
You fill it in because I can't say it. You know, Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you.
Ooh, I don't. The reason I just want to say woo is because I didn't want to. That situation to be. We gotta talk off air about that situation because I find it funny, but
the little white girl is trying to pat him on the back. It's okay. You can say it. You're black. Oh, when Vince McMahon said it, remember?
I do remember when Vince McMahon said it, and I think because I remember people were trying to bring it back up to cancel him, and everybody was just like, "You
can't cancel Vince McMahon. He is the uncancelable. Cancelable. I don't even know that's a word exactly. He had a do rag and did blackface and said the N word. You can't.
No, he didn't have blackface on.
No, did you not remember? Not when he said that. Not when he said the N word. He did it before. He got a tan. He was hanging with.
Vince had blackface.
Yeah, hold on, let me pull
I knew that. Hold on, I got you. I knew that he allowed Rowdy Piper to do the blackface at WrestleMania, but I don't think Vince has ever done blackface.
I thought he did it. He had a do-rag on and everything.
Nah, Vince has had a do-rag on, but no, Vince never did blackface.
Oh, you know who did blackface? Remember when Triple H was dressing up as The Rock with DX? And
it was X-Pac did it.
X-Pac. Yeah. It was. I'm not gonna lie, that shit.
He had it.
If I'm talking shit about someone, I want to get under your skin. I'm gonna do everything I can. But then again, it's professional wrestling, and that was the.
That's what makes it. Yeah, you couldn't do it now in today's day and age. It wouldn't.
Yeah. All right.
Vince wouldn't even allow it. Vince would be like, how much money I have to lose? You crazy.
Oh, we're back.
Shit out of here, pal.
We're talking about Sheamus, like with Drew McIntyre. I agree with you with everything with Drew McIntyre, right? Sheamus should have gotten that push, regardless of whatever happened in the back. The problem I have with McIntyre is when he speaks, I'm kind of like you, it's not believable to me. Like, he had the look, he had everything. There was a reason back in the day when he was NXT and he got cut. He wasn't the guy. People kept saying he's the guy, but he's not.
You mean when he got cut from WWE?
So WWE, my apologies, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just a more jacked, like, I don't know.
I'm with you. He just seems like I don't know. I just don't really connect with him.
It's just very bland. There's everything he does.
Very bland.
It's too babyface. Where like everything he does, it's kind of it's corn. Like bro, you're bringing a sword out and you're threatening people. You're not committing homicide on.
Use the sword, motherfucker.
Yeah,
like if you gonna do it, if you gonna be bad, be bad.
But I guess also a weapon like that you can't use. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it out to the ring. But then I guess you couldn't really put Sheamus in his shoes because I don't think that Sheamus is a babyface. Sheamus is a heel who needs to leave him as a heel.
Before we went off crazy, we're talking about Sheamus, right? The push. Sheamus, how it feels like he feels like he's back to the Sheamus when he first came. Remember when he was the heel and beating the shit out of John Cena, and we're like, holy shit, fucking pale, pasty gorilla. He has those vibes right now, and it's perfect.
Oh, I'm loving it. Him and that that stupid ass face mask too. I love it.
Yeah,
and of course the guy.
Yeah, he's so extra with it, but it's like It's like Happy Corbin, where it's like so extra, you're annoyed, but you can't keep your eyes off. You're like, okay, what you gonna do next?
The future world champion and a future fucking star within the business won the match, Damien Priest, as he should have. Yep. Damien Priest is that fucking dude, and I'm glad that WWE realizes that and you know what they're doing with Damien Priest? They're taking the slow route. No reason to rush this. There's no reason to rush it
because you want more of him, and you're like, no, just
you get a little taste. No. And then and they're putting him in segments, and they're doing things with him to groom him. He's out there holding his own with megastars, fucking showing why he should be out there with them, talking smack, going back and forth. Eventually, I have a question. Is this the guy that Bobby makes eventually? Not now, but I'm saying maybe 6 months to a year. Is this the guy that takes it off of Bobby?
I think what's going to happen, either two things. Either Lesnar will make Priest or Bobby will make Priest. Because here's what I'm thinking. Because they pushed back the Roman Reigns Lesnar. I know we're going to talk about SmackDown later, but they pushed the Roman Reigns and Lesnar thing to WrestleMania. That's the match.
Yeah.
So
according to reports.
According to the reports. So I don't see I think they're gonna have Bobby Lashley and Lesnar down the line. That's my personal thing, right? They're gonna somehow, I don't know how they're gonna do it, and then one of them will.
I don't think they need a title either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that Damien Priest is put over either by Lesnar or Bobby Lashley. I am more inclined that it's Lashley for this reason and this reason alone. Brock Lesnar just put over Drew McIntyre. You cannot come back and then
put someone else over.
and then get your ass beat twice. I think that Lesnar beats Roman Reigns. He's going to do his occasional match. He's going to come out. It's going to be whatever. But I think down the line, Bobby Lashley will. But it could be any of them. That's the cool part, is Damien Priest could move with any of them.
But when we're talking about someone making a guy, like Lashley right now is built up as that fucking dude. But the one thing that I could buy Damien beating him. In the wrestling context, you know what I'm saying? Like I could, and then not for nothing, if you didn't know the background of Bobby Lashley, right? Even if I saw those two guys in the street, I'm like, oh, that's a good fight. You would think that Lashley would win, but because he's so much, because he looks so much crazier than Damien,
physically imposing,
you naturally pull for Damien. You're like, but I hope this motherfucker comes through with it and brings that shit. So I think that that's the money, and I think that WWE is slowly laying groundwork for it to happen at a later line, because you keep Damien with that title, have him do the open challenges, beating people up, get him into some good, meaningful programs. Eventually let him make a mid-card guy.
But it's wild, though.
Giving him the title, and then he goes off to greener pastures.
Whoever Damien Priest wrestles with, which is weird because he's been in the wrestling business for a minute now, but not WWE. Damien Priest, whoever he wrestles with, even if it's a mid-card guy, they get a rub too. It's kind of weird where after you see a match with whoever Damien Priest wrestles with, you're like, okay, I want to see this guy now.
You know what? It's sad that you had to say weird. And I know why you said weird. It's because that we aren't used to being able to see it anymore the way that that used to be like a regular occurrence with stars or someone who felt like a star. Damien, we haven't felt that lately. Damien Priest is that motherfucker. I'm telling you. And the reason that he's able to give people rubs is because he's something that a lot of people there, AEW, doesn't matter. He's a goddamn professional who knows what the fuck he's doing. And he's out there doing business and doing business well. So Damien Priest, shout outs to you. I can't wait to see you owning that motherfucker. You got a fan in me, dead ass, the fucking goddamn you're a beast. So
now we can segment into their match. We'll be right there. That was the next thing, right? Damien Priest, Sheamus, and McIntyre.
Yeah, well, we kind of did cover it, saying that they won, like that Damien won. And if we get, because the only reason I'm saying that we should probably keep going on to it, because we have a lot of wrestling to cover.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
And
first of all, the good thing is, that was a great match.
That was a great fucking, all three of the, that was what I was trying to like.
Yeah.
Those are, Sheamus is a monster. Fucking Damien Priest is a monster. Drew McIntyre is a monster too. Even though he may not be my cup of tea, I recognize talent. Fucking great out to them three. Now,
I may not listen to country every day, but it's good music. But it's not on my playlist all the time. I appreciate it.
Great analogy. He's country music, just not our cup of tea. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
that's it.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that's kind of like Bobby Lashley feels the same way to them, and that's fine. Because to me, Bobby Lashley is not just a black god. He's God. All right. The Almighty.
Bobby Lashley is the guy
of wrestling, not of real wrestling.
Bobby Lashley's the guy that, like, say someone's your partner, your girlfriend, whatever, you guys go on a break and she said, I did sleep with someone, and then you're like, who? And they show a picture of Bobby Lashley, you're like, oh, why him? That's a god. That's a god.
You did that shit on purpose, and you knew you were gonna get back on me. You just want to hold Zombie forever, you dirty hoe. Hey,
it's like Bobby Lashley. Like, why couldn't it be like, I would accept Rey Mysterio, but Bobby Lashley
is like, get the fuck out of here. So now, all right, the next thing you see is they got the shit with Goldberg's son, showing that his fucking shoulders all messed up. Goldberg saying his objective.
Fast forward, I don't care.
Yeah. Speed search it. Speed search it.
Hey, wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Go home. Go home.
Okay. First of all, Brock Lesnar with his Dr. Oct fucking sunglasses. Goldberg with his Doc Oct sunglasses. Fuck out of here. Move on.
Oh,
fuck out of here. Move on.
Thank you for fuck out of here.
Hey, remember like the Apollo? They start throwing shit at you. It's time to wrap up.
He said, fuck out of here. Yo, I felt that. I love, this is what the fuck I'm talking about, Gio. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. I love this negativity.
They thought I was
feed off
nice
of this
guy.
shit.
Listen, they thought I was the nice guy, giving everyone a chance. Hey, Goldberg.
Feed off this shit.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Oh my gosh. That was the greatest.
Listen, bitch, you're only, first of all, listen.
Yo, go ahead. Go ahead now.
All I'm going to say is, we're acting like this is TMZ. They see him coming out to his monster truck. He just did some tricep extensions, has his tricep looking all nice. You know what I mean? He's asking questions. You walking pretty fine. Your knee seems good. Is it because you sold it? You had to look down and you saw like, MVP hit me. Let me limp now. Fuck out of here. With your son, who 2 years ago looked like he was 4, all of a sudden looks like he's my size. It makes no fucking sense. I think he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, and on to the next.
If you were really mad about it, I don't care the program, however they sold it. See, look, you fucked me up because we were supposed to speed search it. He's laying with his son like this. Oh, mi amor. Stop being a bitch. Fuck out of here. I'm sorry for cursing this much, but it just made my dick hurt.
Yo, my face is red. Yo, and I'm so black. I'm black like these, but I'm red like these.
Son.
This is amazing. Oh God. Okay. So on to more truth, because Gio wasn't lying. So if we're gonna speed search that, we're gonna speed search the next shit. That was Eva Marie and Dewdrop. Listen,
no, don't speed search it. Give Dewdrop her due diligence.
This has nothing to do with Dewdrop. But it was so short. Dewdrop just crushed her.
That's how it should be. Dewdrop is and she's so over too. I love it.
I just wish that they changed the girl's name. So all right, then
next. Are we about to speed search this shit too?
No, well, I wanted to, and I did for a little bit when I saw his fucking outfit. Karrion Kross.
You said it wasn't bad and shit. Now you're seeing it.
It was all right. Raw was a little bad. Okay, so
no, Raw wasn't bad. The outfit, that outfit was bad.
No, I said last week the outfit was terrible. I said they're killing him.
No, you said he looks like the Road Warrior. Like, that's what he's supposed to be. And you said that the outfit was cool. I said, no, the outfit is trash.
If I did, then I'm sorry. That the devil doesn't lie. I must have been smoking way too much reefer. But I hate that fucking outfit. I think it's a piece of shit, and they're going to fucking kill him. There's no reason to
Karrion Kross. This is what I told my wife. She's like, the outfit doesn't look bad. I'm like this. You can't have a fucking sharp ass Puerto Rican goatee like that with you need either a Kratos God of War beard or something. It just doesn't look right. And she's like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't work. Make him have the outfit how he had. Just have the undies on. That's it.
Why does he have to look like the motherfuckers from 300? I get it. What probably happened was Vince saw him and goes, hey, Bruce, you know what, pal? That guy looks like Leonidas from 300. That's what we should do with him, pal. And then Bruce Pritchard goes, well, you know what, Jim? I mean, excuse me. You know what, Vince? I think that's a great idea. You got fucking 2 P's in the dumbass pod in that regard.
But
just
the problem,
fucking.
The outfit makes him, because he's a big dude. He looks good. The outfit makes him look fat. As silly as, I'm not trying to be like overcritical, but like you have this thing that's cutting. You're not showing off the tattoos. You're not showing off his abs. All you see is side chichos over here because it's so smushed up. It doesn't work for him. Man, Karrion doesn't look like the fucking killer he is.
Karrion Kross is a grown man. He should be portrayed as such, and unfortunately, they're giving him the goddamn white Farouk treatment now.
Bro, and with his eye, like, because when he does all the things with his
Farouk
eyes,
Assad treatment. I should say.
Remember,
Farouk
like
Assad.
with Karrion Kross, he looks crazy. Doing that. It worked well with his other outfit. When he has it with this outfit, he kind of. I'm like, you look weird.
Terrible.
Yeah, look, it doesn't work for him, man. Ugh.
Well,
all right.
Speaking of shit. Let's talk. Speaking of shit that wasn't working, these two weren't working together during this match, and it led to fucking hilarious greatness, especially when they threw hands for a little bit. I'm talking about people. I'm talking about the unstoppable, the unmovable, the Samoan queen, Nia Jax, and when she faced the queen of WWE, the one that comes from a legacy that could not be taught, that could not be imitated, that will never come again. When she comes from the Flair dynasty, where you have the queen of the Flairs versus the queen of the Samoans, and they decided that they each had an idea of what was going to happen with the match. And then at one point in time, they decided to have a little fisticuff of a conversation. Now, the match... here's the thing, people. I saw what you speed search that.
I didn't speed search it, but if you're about to give this match any props of any sort? Kill yourself.
No.
Okay.
Fuck that. It was fucking great in the sense of, I was going to tell the people, I didn't see this match. So I don't watch the Raw live. I watch it afterwards because you got to be able to speed search some of this shit if you have to.
No, I watch it. Listen, I have it on DVR.
No. I'm talking to the people. I'm talking to the people.
Okay.
Now listen here, people. What I knew though is that this match had some real violence, and it wasn't a lot, but you can see they got upset with each other, and you can see
baited. They were like this
stuff. Now, what I loved is now watching the match afterwards, knowing this is all going to happen. And then seeing the train wreck happen that caused them to start throwing down a little bit was fucking. Let me tell you something. For people who don't know and watch, and I happen to be a connoisseur of YMH product. I like the Two Bears One Cave. I like your mom's house. I am a mommy. Keep them high and tight, baby, and you always got to follow Proto. And because of that. If you watch YMH, most likely you love some form of confrontation. You just have to, because the show is based off of confrontation. So my dick was rock hard the whole goddamn match, not because it was good, but because I knew some confrontation was gonna happen, and it did not disappoint. Because when Nia hit her a few times and then put her through the ropes, for a moment there, I said, "Ooh, what's gonna happen?" Because Nia goes, "Bitch, you hit me!" Oh, it was like blowing my load. It was wonderful.
Okay. Well, I'm the opposite, because the problem I have with Nia Jax is, well, first of all, we don't know if they were doing a work to make it look like a shoot, or if there was really, because like sources say there was no problem at the end. They were annoyed with each other in the ring. That's what, and after they were fine. The problem with Nia Jax, this has been her track record for God knows how long now. She's botched shit, or she's stiff to work with. And I have no problem with big girls or big men. For example, look at Doudrop. She's a big girl, but she could move in that ring.
She's also not big like Nia, though. Doudrop's big, but Nia is.
Yeah, but look at Awesome Khan. Awesome Khan, she was big, and you saw how nimble she was. If you are and for example, look at the Big Show in his later years. I hated watching because he could not move anymore. It's hard to watch when you are that big and you can't move. Nia Jax has gotten to the point where she is so big that she is a hindrance to her performance. Her timing is off. The way she moves, and when she gets hit with things, it doesn't even work. It's like Big Show, where he just stands there and like when she gets hit, it doesn't look believable. And then she has the wherewithal to get mad and be even more stiff. Dude, there's something called calories in, calories out. Do it. The Big Show.
Okay. Well, first of all, see, here we go. Now we got to get into it. Now let me tell you something here, big guy. If you
am I wrong? I want to hear yes or no. Am I wrong?
Oh no, she needs to lose some. She needs to get more nimble in the ring. Needs to work better, but she has lost weight. If you look at Nia Jax now, Nia Jax has lost weight. You can tell Nia has lost weight. I sent you the
picture beforehand, what she looked like before.
But I don't listen. Once again, that's great spank material for young Dean. But let me tell you something. She was beautiful back then. She's beautiful now. I don't think
beautiful. My wife's like, damn. Like I said, she's beautiful, and I'm like, yes. Watch this. She only saw her face, and then she went, damn. She saw the.
But that doesn't. But I'm telling you, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because if Nia, because she lost weight. So she you can look at Nia and tell she's lost some weight. 2, she's very stiff to work with. I think more so they probably need to send her to have more remedial training and things along those lines. But she's definitely a superstar. You don't want to cut her. You can, you know what I mean? You can definitely do things with her
because that's The Rock's niece, or what is it? The Rock's
cousin. You could. That's Vince McMahon, the $1 billion industry. We could cut her if we fucking want to.
She's caused more headaches than she had. Listen,
but how many of those headaches make people? We wouldn't even give a fuck about Becky Lynch. Would we give a fuck about Becky Lynch if she didn't get her shit pushed in by Nia Jax? That was the catalyst.
But it shouldn't be like that, though, because Becky was going to be a fucking superstar regardless. You don't have to get your nose fucking broke to be a superstar. It doesn't work like that.
All I know is that when Nia punched her in the face, everybody fucking fell for it. Everyone hated Nia. Everyone loved Becky. All of a sudden, they were working. This shit happened by accident.
But that's the problem. She's become a liability. How many times has she made an accident and then fucks one of these women up?
All right, here's the question. So, and I'm not trying to be an asshole. All right, when you put Nia Jax against someone like an Alexa Bliss, you have to know some shit's about to go down. Now, like I said, you should have her do some extra training and do some shit that Brock does in the sense, like, honestly, I think Nia's whole offense should more just be about picking bitches up and throwing them and then just letting the girl.
Yes, all that stuff too, and I agree with you. But one of the main problems is her timing's off. She cannot get to point A to point B in the fewer steps that someone else can. It's physically impossible. She's just too heavy right now. It is
but then you don't want her to lose too much weight because now it's like
you don't have to lose too much weight, but you could lose. For example, the Big Show lost a lot of weight
and was still big. I got you.
And he was still big. She
could probably lose another 30 pounds and still be. I got you.
She's 6'1", I believe, right? She's still an imposing figure in that division, in the females division. Just because you lose some weight, that'll help you with your.
She's lost a lot of weight. If you look at Nia, she's lost a lot of weight. Yeah, she's still big, but she's not big.
But she could still lose weight and still be big. And listen, I'm not saying it to the point of like, oh no, big girls get. I love Doudrop. I love these. I love the character of who Nia Jax is. That is not my issue with it. My issue with
monster.
Yeah, I love monster characters. I think.
I'm sorry. I had to.
I think it's like a sexist thing. Like, oh, we could accept someone like what's his name?
Otis.
Someone Keith like Lee? Otis. Yeah, we can accept these big guys, but we can't accept big women. No, I accept it. But the difference is between Otis and Keith Lee and someone like Nia Jax.
Bitches can move. Yeah, son. Them big bitches can move.
And just because you're a woman and you're big, guess what? I'm holding you the same standard. If you want to be that big, imposing character because that's your body, guess what? You need to work harder to move in the ring.
I'm sorry.
Like, I know we're not going to talk about AEW, but look at Nyla Rose, right? She looks terrible in the ring because she let herself go even more. She used to be able to move, and then look what happened. All of a sudden, her matches are shit.
Don't get me started on AEW. The fact that you have this fucking monster ass fucking heel and this monster ass fucking woman and Nia fucking Rose and Nyla. Excuse me, she's Nyla Rose, right?
Nyla Rose.
And then for some fucking reason, she wasn't out here eating these bitches. She should have been out here eating hoes. But that's another
word on the street is because she wasn't working well, because like her movements were off. People had to carry her in the matches because her cardiovascular wasn't right. Why do you see that not just because Nia lost weight? Look, why do you think you see Nia not moving fast? A, she can't do it, and B, because she doesn't have the cardiovascular to do it.
I ain't gonna argue with there. We're now speaking about movements. We're gonna get into the next match.
I know what we're beating it over. I like Nia Jax's character. I like it. I think it'll work. All I'm asking as respect your craft in the sense you could be the big character, just get to a point where you can move, you're still going to be an imposing figure. Just be healthy. Just be able to move and make it look realistic, and you wouldn't have these stiff matches or these botches. And I would appreciate it more so because I love the character.
Well, I loved when they started throwing a little bit of it. Wasn't crazy, but I loved it.
Dude,
my dick was hard throughout. My dick was hard the whole match because I knew that was going to happen.
And she said,
and I was like, "Oh, she goes, you hit me." She goes, "What are you doing? Like, you know what I would do?" And she gave me that look like, you know what will really go down in here, right? And they started really like, oh, I loved it. Now listen,
because Charlotte's strong, yo. She's a big, but it don't matter.
She could be, but that shit. Listen, if you both can mediocre, like if you both can hold your own, then the size and power is going to come out on that. So now, speaking of size and power, and speaking about movement, speaking about just big bastards, we got John Morrison versus Omos. This
speed search.
This speed was search. And you want to know why? The reason why is because it shouldn't have been a Styles clash, but it was a Styles clash because once again, I like Omos.
He can move.
But you know what the thing is, and I think that he can move, but the only issue that Omos has right now is like he doesn't know how to sell because he's so big. And I think that they should have him. And once again, I'm not a damn anybody, but if I was able to get, if Omos was ever to hear this, I would just say you should probably look at some older Kane videos.
Oh, yep.
I would look at some older Kane videos, look at some older Taker videos, maybe even because of he does the power moves, you can even look at Mark Henry during his Hall of Pain years. I would look at guys like that who I would look at Kane and Undertaker because they both were tall, and then one. Please don't. We want him to be a good wrestler. We want him to be a good wrestler. We don't want him to get up bad habits. So we can leave Kevin alone. Leave Kevin in the corner with Giant Gonzalez. The only thing that separated those two is that Kevin could talk. So now the thing is, and the reason I'm saying though, Kane and Undertaker specifically is because they did something very well. They sold well for big people, but they always were moving when they were selling. So you have to chase me. You have to drag me down. I think the thing is that Omos, and he's probably doing a lot of this because he's the rookie and he's trying to listen to the older vets. But in certain cases, if they're not you gotta make it look real. So instead of it looking fake, if you may have to cut something short, they're doing gotta come.
He stands still too much, and it looks awkward.
That's what I mean. Like make them chase you. Like if you play a video game, or if you watch a movie, if you play the video game, you see the big final boss. You watch a movie that has the big final boss. Yeah. When you get to that final scene, one thing that you notice is that final boss is always moving. Yep. They're not stationary. They're moving, they're fighting, and then when you've done all hell that you needed to get them down to that point, they're down for 30 seconds and they come back.
Yep.
That's what Omos should be, but I think that he's trying to be nice, and it's got to you know who else would be really good to look at? When Brock Lesnar first came out as well. It's because Brock was somebody.
That's a freak out. There's not many people like Lesnar. That's the problem. That's the standard.
Well, no, but you could. No, but he can look at his. I'm talking about looking at the way he sells. He can't sell like him, but you can take a nugget or two and turn it the way that he needs to turn for his side. I'd be like, oh, okay, I like how Brock did, because Brock is also impervious.
And that's a lot of things. And that's the thing too with Omos. And I noticed it. What you were talking about last week, where he has that smile, where when something happens, because I saw he went his teeth. I was like, yo, you're too happy to be here. Like I get it, but when he's outside the ring, like his facial expression, like he looks concerned. He has all that, right? And it works perfect. But in the ring, like you said, I think it's just bad booking. When you have someone that can move like John Morrison, I think Omos is just going to look an extra second slow because of the movements of John Morrison. You need to put Omos with workers like Randy Orton worked perfectly because it was built like when he versed Randy Orton, that works perfectly. You could put him in with other bigger guys, but that are not Omos big guys, like a Sheamus, right? Like a McIntyre, like these type of guys. Work your way down to the smaller guys, because what happened when you had someone like Kane, right? He didn't work. He was working with the they're still big guys, the middle-sized guys like the Rocks, right? The Billy Gunns. He was working with these big guys, and then he would have the occasional Rey Mysterio match, the X-Pac match. They're putting him with these small guys, and it doesn't look right yet. He needs to build his craft still.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I definitely see what they want to do with Omos, and I'm here for it, and I think that they definitely can. I just think that it would have been great if they would have let him be in NXT. You know what I mean? Like because that's why you have it. And I get it. The same thing that they did with Braun. You know,
I want to see him in a Keith Lee. That would be a dope match. Him and Keith Lee.
But not yet. But I guess my thing, I do want to see it, but I just wish they would have let him be in NXT so that he could build the craft up more and then came over there to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, to the WWE Universe. But regardless, I'm here.
He surprised us how good he looked. And when he was at WrestleMania, how imposing. I'm like, we have something here.
Oh, yeah, they have something. And then he's learning, and it's going to be the daily grind, the daily bumps. But I'm an Omos fan all through and through. So, all right. Then, this next match, you didn't like it?
Okay, I was all for it because they both are great movers. They're literally,
and for people who don't know, Xavier Woods versus AJ Styles.
Okay, AJ Woods. You know what Xavier Woods, Xavier Woods and AJ Styles. You know when you make a character in a video game, you just change the shade. That's literally what it looked like against each other, and it worked. You know what I mean? They're like the same size, same build. They move the same, but somewhere Xavier Woods fucked it up. It was like in the corner. And the move got messed, and it ruined it. I was like, I can't. Right. It took a while. I don't know what happened. You explain. Like the match was great, right? They were moving, but all of a sudden it lost its luster, and I was like, it took me out of it. The suspense. I was like, okay, we're on some Goomba shit. It's not gonna work.
That segment, that crescendo, that series of moves, basically what happened was it all fucked up originally when Xavier was, I forgot what he's going to reverse, but he was going to go into like, it looks like he's going to go into like the X-Pac, like, the X-Pac finisher move, like the Bronco Buster. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was going to, but he missed it. Then they got into it. He lifted him up, boom. Then he tried to put his feet on the ropes. That got turned up too. Eventually gets him up, does some kind of slam. And then when he did the slam, then he went for the pin, and then he didn't remember to just he should have put himself and his body between the ropes. And it's funny because when AJ Styles was watching the main event, which was Bobby Lashley and MVP versus RK Bro, the hilarious thing is that he made a point in that match. He goes, "Did you see how Bobby Lashley had his opponent next to the ropes and he put himself between his opponent and the ropes? That's wrestling." And I was like, "Oh, niggas is bang bang throwing shots." But I understand what you're saying. That did cause a little bit of lackluster. But I am here. But I don't know why Kofi Kingston is out. I know he's got a little injury, whatever the case may be. I hope he gets better. But I am here for Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods can talk. He can wrestle. I just you have to give him a story. You got to give him a story.
Yeah.
That's the only thing messing with it. Because if you give him a story, something people care for, then they'll care for it. But you give them, you basically got them going out to these people for no reason on these cold matches, and people are getting behind the matches. So if you can get them behind. Go ahead.
And that's the problem too, is because you have him on these types of matches. So what you expect from Xavier Woods is almost like a perfect match. Okay, an Xavier Woods match, right? So now when shit gets botched like that in a match, you almost look at like, okay, what is separating him now from anyone else? Because he has these great matches, but all of a sudden you take that away, you have nothing left with him.
Oh, be quiet.
It's not his fault. No. First of all, I'm not throwing shade at him. It's WWE's fault. You have nothing left with him because they're not giving him that push. So he's used as this mid-card guy to go with people that can move, like an AJ Styles, right? And then all of a sudden the match goes awry with whatever, he fucked it up or whatever. That's all you're left with him. You're going to be left with, oh, does he still have it anymore? Because you're not giving him the other opportunities. That's what I'm saying.
I got you. Well, hopefully they'll change that up, and hopefully that they'll give this man what he needs to have.
Like, look at Dolph Ziggler, for example. He could move in the ring. And guess what? After they took that away and they took away his mic skills, whatever, and now he's just in squash matches, all you remember Dolph Ziggler for now is, oh, he's the guy that gets beat by the guy that's supposed to go on top now. Very true. That is WWE's fault. I don't want them to do that with Xavier Woods because he's so fucking talented in the ring that if he has one bad match, that's all he's gonna be remembered for because they don't give him any more time. What? He had his thing at SummerSlam with the fucking Miz with the water guns and shit like that. No, give him a serious storyline so when he fucks up in a match, that's not the thing we're looking at anymore.
I agree. I definitely agree with you, and we'll see. And we'll see what they do with him moving forward. But I guess they probably have other plans for him with, Kofi Kingston when they come back. It's probably why they got him just in this limbo. But fuck all that. We're at the main event now, and these boys deserve. These boys did what they needed to do.
Give them the roses.
Listen, you had Bobby Lashley and MVP challenging the Raw Tag Team Champions of RK Bro, and this match was everything that you ever fucking wanted. Let me tell you this. MVP did more than hold his own. He was in there in the mix, and you can tell that MVP can still go, but he was what happened?
He's injured
and still doing what he does. He's a fucking professional.
Because remember when he came back for the Royal Rumble, right? Last year, right? Sure. That's when he came back. He was moving and he looked good.
But you mean the year before, right?
Yeah, right. My apologies, right? Year before. He had like the Black Panther outfit. It was pretty fucking dope. He was able to move. You could tell he was hindered by that knee injury. I think he had something torn, or like he's trying to opt out of surgery. They sold it perfectly for him because like he was getting his ass beat. He was taking those bumps and he was doing a little mat work here and there, but it was basically what it was. Like, I'm the manager. Bobby, get your ass in here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Do what you got to do. But I never see. It's weird showing little vulnerabilities that like Randy Orton fucking catching Bobby Lashley with. You know what I mean? It looked fucking.
Well, listen, there was a little vulnerability, but then I also saw Bobby Lashley out there fucking people up, like not selling shit at certain points. Like, no, Matt Riddle, you can't give me a suplex because Bobby Lashley and I'm not getting suplexed by Matt. Like, stop it, fucking you, Randy. You can't stop it. Yo, both of you, fucking stop it. Like, let me. God damn it, Bobby Lashley is that fucking dude. The match was great. Bada boom, bada bam.
Well, the story of it though too was like Bobby Lashley was like, this wasn't just a regular match. Like, no, I want to be champ. How about I go for your belts? He literally said in the beginning of Raw, he's like, I'm going for your belts, and told RK Bro, me and MVP versus you. When that was the first time in a while, I was like, oh shit, they're about to give a champion another belt, just like in WWE. I'm saying, not a faction where like DX, okay, Triple H had the Intercontinental, China had the Women's Championship, and then Shawn Michaels had the World Championship. No, I thought like, are they really about to put another strap on Bobby Lashley after RK Bro just won?
No, in my mind, I knew they were going to lose. In my mind, I was like, there's no way possible that you have RK Bro lose this early, because the thing is, when RK Bro loses, eventually that's going to set up the program between Matt Riddle and Randy Orton, most likely, or eventually when they're done and over with. And right now, it's way too early for them to even thinking about getting there.
Yeah,
but I think Raw was great. But people, we got to go on to Smack Disney.
Smack it down. Let's do it.
All right. We can start this off with this. They have something called the Championship Contenders match. And the match was the Usos versus Street Profits. Obviously, the Street Profits win. They're eventually going to get a championship match against the Usos. I don't like doing matches like this. It makes no sense to me, because if they're supposed to be eventually going against each other for the championship, why would I have to see the Street Profits beat the Usos now? Like, it makes no, you know what I mean? It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like, it makes no sense.
This, like, when you have a contender match, like say in like MMA or anything else, or in boxing or whatever,
it's against two fucking contenders. No one's the champion.
Yeah, like it's like what you said about in AEW with Christian Cage and Kenny Omega. Why am I going to pay for this if I already saw it for free?
Well, technically, all of WWE tell you, well, because I guess you know what? Because you paid $4.99 for the Peacock. So we'll give you whatever the fuck we want, and you'll be fucking happy about
that shit.
And we're not happy.
It's like this. Like, what are we? Is this dress rehearsal before we go on Broadway? That's what.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
that's the. I guess, and to me, that's what kind of that's what gave me the lacklusterness for this match. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It just for that reason. Like I've in my older age, like obviously I could suspend my disbelief because I watch professional wrestling for what it is. But in certain regards, I'm just like, you're like low key insulting my intelligence. You know what I mean? And it's like I can't allow that. But so all right. Was a good match still for what it was. It did what it was supposed to do. It gave us a match, but didn't give us too much. And then, of course, you have the heels being DQ'd. You can never get mad at it. And then, of course,
I love the Street Profits, though. I think I'm for it. I'm for it. I like the Street Profits.
Now let's get to the real shit on Fox SmackDown. The real stars: Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar with co-star Big E. These smorgasbord of motherfuckers. This is what keeps me going with this. So now we saw the clip earlier before we started recording of Paul Heyman walking. Then he was talking to Kayla Braxton.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Phone starts ringing. Brock Lesnar's theme song. Doom, doom, da dum, doom, da da dum.
Yeah.
Dum. First call, boom. He ignores that. Calls him back again. They're having this whole conversation back and forth. Brock wants him to deliver a message and shit like that. It's looking real crazy. And all of a sudden, you got Big E's dumbass in the janitor's outfit.
Yeah.
I am fucking loving it because you know what? It's I love this whole thing with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns and Paul. Paul being like, but this is a family celebration. Paul, your family.
I love you.
And then it's like,
I love you. That shit was weird. I was like, whoa.
Yo, Roman, and you just get the
playing
feeling that Roman.
He has like the evil, like he feels evil like a leader. Like
it's too early to separate them.
It's like Jafar. He's like this. No.
Right?
Yeah.
Then you got the two henchmen there. This is like, okay. I understand why Vince wants to write and do things the way he does, because when you do them right with the right kind of people, the shit goes well. Like this is
whatever way it works, it's going to work with them.
When Vince, but I think in Vince's mind, when he's thinking of sports entertainment, he's thinking of this. Yeah. This is the kind of shit he's talking about. When he says that WWE is a male soap opera, I think it's that kind of shit that he happens to be talking about. Once again, the shit was fucking amazing. Now we get on to we got the in-ring segment with fucking Becky Lynch. WWE, you fucked this up. You fucked this. The people don't want to boo Becky. So what? Are you going to make us go on a 2 or 3 month fucking tear of trying to make her a fucking heel? Why would you fight what is life? And what is life is Becky is over than Rover. Why would you? No, you already got your one guy as the top heel. What do you already have Charlotte Flair as a top heel. Why do you need to have another top? So you telling me you want all of your main event talents to be heels? How does that go? Who are the good guys that's supposed to vanquish? I'm confused.
It's weird too, is how it went down, because just the week before, you see, like, you kind of saw the heel turn out already with Becky, right? And then you have Bianca Belair come out doing the hair shit, doing all the shit she does, right? It's like, you literally took a segment,
which that killed the segment for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you basically took one long segment that would have been fucking great and cut it into 2 weeks, and it makes no sense. It's literally this. I think they're trying to show Becky's change as a heel in baby steps, right? And you're dragging something out that you could just give me right in my look. You want her to be a heel or you don't. Just give it to me right then and there and stop dragging it out. And like you said, it's not going to, even though it wouldn't work because Becky Lynch should be, you say she should be the babyface still, but I feel like Bianca Belair is just a better in this situation.
No, you have to, this is what I'm saying. When Becky Lynch first comes back, you know that she's going to be hotter than hell.
Yeah.
You can, listen, make her the hot babyface, get that money off her for 6 to 8 months. But then her first few matches back, let it be the baby face, and then let me start to see the heelish behavior.
But then that's the thing. You can't do that with someone like Becky Lynch and not put her in the title picture, because Bianca Belair should still be champion. That's why you were saying before, I feel like there should be like a females, like you said, an intercontinental championship, because you need separate storylines. For example, like on Raw with like Damien Priest with the US title and all that shit, you have that on the side, right? And then you have Bobby Lashley against Gilbert, and I'm gonna say Gilbert, right? So, but
well, here's the thing. Let's cut you up. But here's the thing, though, that they could have done with that. Yes, Becky Lynch should be in the title picture. Yes, she deserves to be in the title picture. She didn't lose her title.
She didn't.
Title was taken
away. She
away
needs
from
to
her.
work way up.
There's two things, though. There's two things. Number one, you lost the Raw Women's title, bitch. This is SmackDown.
That's why it'll work. They need that IC championship.
Number two, no, I'm just talking about. But let's take that away.
Take that out the way. Okay, bet.
Now we're talking about Becky, what they're doing with Becky Lynch and what they possibly could have done instead, right?
Yep.
Here's the thing, because you had Becky. Oh, hold on, I've been going this whole time with no lights. So here we go. So now, first of all, you didn't lose the title, but that was the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah.
You're on SmackDown now. The second thing is that what you can easily do is that Becky wants to get the title shot. The people want her to get the title shot, but she can't get it. Becky, then the issue is that if you knew, okay, they didn't find out until 9 days that Bianca and that Sasha Banks wasn't going to be there. Because I'm guessing the plan was for Sasha and Bianca to go at it. Maybe Sasha beat Bianca and then Becky beat Sasha, which then makes a lot more sense for this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because then
it seems like a missing piece. It seems like something is off. They're kind of rushing it. And they have to. And then, okay, so now we kind of, but then, all right, if we're going to do this rewrite, right? If you're going to do it like that, and this is the issue. You don't have a woman on SmackDown who is a viable heel. Just
because
Sasha.
then, except Sasha, I'm saying, but if you don't, you should have it. Okay, so during the Attitude Era, you had Undertaker, you had Stone Cold, you had The Rock, you had Triple H. Those were 4 guys, right? The funny thing about it was that for the most part, you had Undertaker and The Rock and Stone Cold were those good guys, whatever like that. Triple H is the bad guy. Undertaker was the guy who could just fight anyone. The SmackDown women's division doesn't have a woman who could just legit fight anyone. See, at least Raw has someone like Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss can Lily told me to fight you. Who is it? Who is the woman on SmackDown that is like, I'm just fighting the fight? Because that person could have been inserted instead of Carmella. Possibly then they could have beaten Bianca.
No, what's her name? She just what's her name? Just came back. Her and Carmella were talking shit to each other last week. What's her name?
Zelina Vega?
No, not Zelina. The other one. Remember, she's like, "Oh, you were in catering," and then all that shit.
No, she's too. No, what's her name
again?
You're talking about we just gave her the goddamn thing.
Yeah, we do. She was fucking amazing.
I forgot, but sorry about that. But her, listen,
I'm looking up,
the reason why she would not be a good choice is because we haven't seen her too much. So to see her beat Bianca for the title, I'm like, fuck that. You know what I mean? They need it. They need to. They have a lot of women that they need to make, and you need to differentiate who is who. Like who's in the main event picture, who's in their mid card, who's in the lower tier. Because if they had that other person,
Liv Morgan,
but you gotta build Liv Morgan up to that spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't just put her in that spot for her to win that. So I think that they're doing the best that they can, and unfortunately, it's fucking the whole thing up because it's just stupid to me. I just don't agree with it.
All right.
Now, next is Rick Boogs versus Dolph Ziggler, and not for nothing, I speed searched this.
You knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, Rick is gonna win. I'm just not. I'm just done with that whole thing.
The one thing I'm just pissed off is like, damn, like when you hear Dolph Ziggler's name, like instantly when you hear that match, you don't think of squash match because the Dolph has such pulling power in my eyes. Knowing him from back then when he did the whole thing with Eddie Guerrero's wife and all that shit like that, he had such a good character. He was such a good heel. And using him to put over Rick Boogs is so stupid because you're literally taking away Dolph's fucking that star, whatever star he had left. Rick Boogs is going to be a star no matter what, and it just seems not in good faith what they did.
I think that they could do some other stuff with Rick Boogs, to make him come over more, but I just don't like him as Shinsuke's kind of like lackey, and that's kind of what he started out as, and now you're trying to make him not be his lackey. So that's I guess with me, it's you should do something else. He can still be that wild and crazy, but you could do more stuff with him. The next segment was good. Basically, Sonya Deville tells Becky Lynch that she will have to defend that women's title at Extreme Rules, whatever like that. Lynch was like, oh, whatever. And then they had that. So then you had backstage Seth Rollins says he watches match with Edge back. He knows how to beat Edge, and Rollins learned from it, and yada yada yada. He's gonna start new against.
He's being creepy with it too, which is cool. Like the week before that, he had a segment. He's like, "Yes, I know now," and he's doing like all the smiling, looking at the camera, like, it looks like he's trying to be like crazy Seth now. Like he's gonna be obsessed with it now. He's gonna do some more. He's not gonna be the Messiah guy, whatever he's doing. He's gonna make that turn where he kind of becomes crazy, and it'll work for him. I feel like better than whatever the fuck he was doing.
Well, it is because he started losing his fucking mind, and then he basically they had a. It goes without saying that Cesaro and Seth Rollins are gonna have a fucking hell of a match, but then the match it told the story they needed to tell. It wasn't all over the place. It told the story it needed to tell, and eventually it got eventually got to the point of Rollins snapping, grabbing a chair, beating the holy dog shit out of Cesaro, and then of course Edge comes out and wants to make the save. And he did make the save. Interesting.
You think they're gonna do? You think they're gonna run it back? Him and Seth Rollins?
Huh?
You think they're gonna run it back? Edge and Seth Rollins?
They will, unfortunately.
I don't want to see it again. It's like, what's the point? Like now, every match Edge has had basically has been a run back. Besides the triple threat match at Mania with Daniel Bryan and etc. Right? But he had the match with Randy Orton, like that backstage match, which is cool. And then they had another match right after that. Why are we doing repeats?
That match was not cool. Okay, that match went way too long. It was brutal. It put me to fucking bed. I thought that match was one of the worst matches I've ever saw in my life.
Speed search, but
here's my issue with Edge.
Yep.
Lately, you're going too slow.
Yeah,
you're taking too much time. I know 50. You want to let things build. No. It's got nothing to do with him being 50 because Edge can still go. It has nothing to do with that. Edge is doing it. No, if you look at the way Edge moves in his matches, he's doing it on purpose. He's purposely being that slow. You don't. It's not like when you watch someone who wants to speed up but they can't. No, Edge can speed up, but he goes slow. It's like you're taking too much fucking time.
Yeah, but it's like, for example, say if you have like a really old classic car, right? But like in the winter, you got to warm that bitch up, right? Because if you just go without warming it up in this New York weather, your car is going to fall apart. But once it goes, it goes. He is 50, but think of it, he had that neck. He has to warm up the car before you drive it.
Well, Gio,
you can go, but it just takes too long. But if you're at that point in your career, you shouldn't be wrestling.
I have a question, Gio. In football, right?
Yeah.
You have to warm up before you play, going full speed, right? No matter how old you are. And, Tom Brady does it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He has to somehow warm up his arm before he goes out there, no matter what he's doing prior.
Yeah.
In fighting for you, right? You, your teammates, whoever else, professional fighters, before y'all go out there and try to rip each other's fucking hearts out, y'all warm up, right? Before you go 100% full speed.
Yeah, but name one 50-year-old fighter, name one 50-year-old player that's in the NFL right now. There's a difference between Tom Brady, who's a quarterback, is not the same as a linebacker. Name a 50-year-old linebacker.
Okay, let's talk about Mike Tyson.
He's another 50-year-old going against a 48-year-old.
I have a question. When they went out there, were they ready to go?
Watch it again. I was disappointed when I rewatched it.
Of course. But were they ready to go? And of course, the match crescendo. Yeah. They didn't come out the gate.
Ready to go. But have Mike Tyson go against Tyson Fury or any heavyweight from 1 through 20. It's not.
No, nigga, he's 50.
Exactly. So why does Edge take it slow?
because I am giving him credit for his age. But what I'm telling you is that within the sports entertainment business, these people, he could crescendo that match. So whereas when he's going, he can crescendo up to him going. My thing is that it's taking too much. It's taking too long when it can't. And what I'm saying is I don't know what he has to do in the back to get ready, but do that so when you come out here, you can go. Because when you look at The Undertaker, when he was doing it, even though the Undertaker matches were never dreadfully slow, there was a few of them you're like, oh, this is bad. But it was never dreadfully slow.
I can give you that. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he was still and he's in a lot better shape and condition than the Dead Man.
I feel like all that. So I feel like you can have the slow spots for Edge, but cut it down by 2 minutes. 2 minutes is a long time in professional wrestling. So once you cut it down, or the spots where he's back to being Edge, make that shorter and end it faster, the match or whatever. And I think we would be happy.
If the back wants to give Edge a 20-minute match, then they should give him, I would say, a 16 to 17-minute match. I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying.
3 minutes.
Because if you cut off the slow part or the fast part, it doesn't matter. If the whole match in its entirety is shorter, all the action will seem better. It doesn't matter what side you cut, but I agree in that aspect.
You know what I mean? He doesn't like it's and I'm not telling him to go super fast
because he's a lot bigger too, which is weird because back in his day when he was at the height of, he was only like 240. Yeah, that boy's 250
what it
now.
Does to me. TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. So now,
I want all the Mexican supplements that he is on when I hit 50.
Oh, trust me, 50. Fuck that. The minute I test and the goddamn test starts to go down, it's like, all right, doc, you know what time it is,
dude. I want to get tested now because I'd be tired all the time. Let's see.
Really? Do you take your vitamins?
Yeah, I'm just getting over COVID again, though. So
yeah, you be all right. You got this.
That shit fucked me up.
Now, I feel like WWE heard us.
Okay.
They heard us. They heard us talking. They heard us talking when we said,
"Oh yeah, I was gonna get to the. I know exactly what you're talking about."
They heard us talking. We said Logan Paul is that dude. He's got heat on top of heat on top of motherfucking heat. So what do?
Yep.
They put him with another heat magnet. Fucking Baron Corbin.
Happy Corbin.
I'm sorry. Happy Corbin.
Yep.
Yo. Let me tell you something.
That was good. I saw it this morning.
I love Kevin Owens. I love Happy Corbin. I love Logan Paul in this. This is fucking great. I love how fucking Paul, like, it's amazing, bro. This whole thing is amazing. I don't actually, this may sound bad. I don't know if Kevin Owens is the right one in this equation.
He's not.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I said I loved Kevin in this, but the only reason I love Kevin because he had the show that they were on. But I don't know, like, he's not the.
Well, it worked because him and Baron Corbin were boys. No, excuse me, my apologies. Sami Zayn and
no, you're right, and that's how they know each other from the past WrestleMania, whatever.
Yeah.
But then he also stunned him, and that's why Happy Corbin did. That's why Corbin chokeslammed him.
But I don't think Kevin Owens is that dude where you could put him anywhere and it will be. If you put Kevin Owens anywhere in a match, it'll be great. But you put Kevin Owens in any storyline, it's just decent.
You gotta. Well, no, I think. Well, because it depends on what you're doing with Kevin. You have to be someone like Kevin. You got to be careful. First of all, here's my question: what is his gimmick?
That's what I'm saying. He's just decent. Because you have him like this hybrid. Is he supposed to be a Bubba Ray Dudley? Is he supposed to be Stone Cold? He kind of just he morphs into who he needs to be for the storyline, where he needs to just be him. That's the problem.
And that is why that's what I think WWE needs to focus on more with Kevin.
Kevin Owens, he feels like a glorified mid-card guy. Because I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like I apologize, but he feels like a glorified mid-card wrestler because he doesn't know his own identity yet.
You got to figure out who he is and what his goals are, because Does he want to be the guy? Does he just want to go out there and beat people up? Does there's no kind of direction. There's no kind of anything with Kevin. He feels like I feel like he goes to the back and it's like, what am I supposed to be doing? And they're just like, I don't know, go out there and wrestle. Like, that's what I really feel like. Next match was on Speed Search as well. Dominic Mysterio.
I was about to say that. I don't give a
fuck.
I don't give a fuck about Dominic Mysterio.
And I have a question. What the fuck is so now? Are they trying to build Naomi as that next as the next big star and contender? And the reason I'm saying that is because you keep seeing her asking about her debut. Sonya Deville keeps saying next week. Wait. Not for nothing. She's actually one of their biggest baby faces.
Yeah, I like Naomi.
Shit, not only do you, but every time she fucking goes out there, the goddamn people lose their mind. They love the goddamn merch. You had all those little girls with fucking the goddamn glow thing. It's the cloud. Like, yo, fucking merch, fucking money. Yo, Vinnie Mac, do what you got to do. Listen here,
First
people.
of all, does WWE pay, like, they have the most beautiful black women as talent. It's fucking wild. You have Naomi, you have Sasha, you have Nia, even though Nia's like half. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know what Nia is, but we'll claim her.
We'll
take her.
As the black delegation. We claim Nia Jax.
They got Ember Moon. They also have there's a few sisters down there in NXT. No,
Vinny knows what he's doing.
Naomi is a fucking black goddess. Like, that is the black. Like, listen, when God said the black woman is God, when he said, when God was whatever, y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. He was making
that's Cleopatra. Okay.
That's fucking Cleopatra. She's fucking everything. Now, listen.
Which Uso's married to her?
Huh?
One of the Usos is married to her, right?
The one who keeps getting on in the DUIs.
Yeah. Hey, man.
The long hair one.
Hey, good job. Good job.
Good for him. But get your shit together so you don't fuck up her shit. All right, now listen here. Now we're on to the main event, people. Now this is what you came here to see. This is what you came here to talk about. For some of y'all, I already told y'all. I'm Team Bobby Lashley.
This is filler bullshit.
Exactly. That's why I didn't give a fuck.
You
Roman Reigns beat up Finn Balor. Obviously, the Street Profits run in. Personally, like I said before, not
your cup of tea.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. It's just not my thing. So it got the speed surge because I don't believe that Finn Balor could beat Roman. I know that they've had Finn beat Roman before, but even when he did it that time, I was like,
"What'd you say last week?" And it makes perfect sense. You need to see Finn Balor do what before he beats Roman Reigns.
I forgot what I said, to be honest with you.
You said you need to have Finn Balor on this tear of beating big guys.
Yes. To challenge somebody like Roman, because right now it's just not making any sense to me, just from a psychological standpoint.
Yeah,
I don't like when WWE does stuff like this because it's just you're putting them together and we know what's gonna happen. It make me believe that this fucker has a chance,
and you're wasting a talent. You're wasting a talent at this at the expense of You're diminishing, like you said, you're just diminishing the value of one talent for the gain of another, which I'm not mad at, but it should be a good exchange for us. Even though Finn is taking the L from this, he should still look good from it. But you got him in a situation where we all know what's going to happen. It's like what happened in NXT when Big O lost clean. I didn't mean to, but all right.
WWE needs to just figure out how to make it realistic for these type of situations, because there was nothing coming into this that gave me any kind of thought that Roman was really in trouble of losing the title. The only kind of guys who should be stepping up is to Roman is the people that we, the people, can believe could really beat these humans. Beat this human. But if he can't do it, get another guy who can, or at least another guy who looks like he can, so I can believe it. They gotta figure this shit out.
It's because the vibes that you feel from it, it's like, oh, okay, Finn, you're here until Lesnar. It's just filler. And like whatever storyline that doesn't pertain to Brock Lesnar, it feels like filler until whenever that match is, because they planted that seed at SummerSlam. Now, anyone else who challenges, Roman is not going to lose that belt. It's a long-term booking that they shot themselves in the foot, because Lesnar will be like, I'll wait till WrestleMania.
That's true.
With Bobby Lashley, it's kind of like he could have any storyline because they don't give a fuck about Goldberg right now. Whatever he does, if Bobby Lashley loses, guess what? He'll get the title right back. Goldberg's not gonna, you know what I mean? Or they'll have Bobby Lashley.
Which they better not. He better not fucking lose.
Or what they'll do is, because remember they're throwing hints. I know we're going back to Raw. They were throwing hints like, I don't care about the title. I just want to break Bobby Lashley. Maybe it'll be a non-title fight. Maybe it'll be like a street fight he has, something like that.
Hey, that's perfect as well. You want to make this personal? Well, then let's make it personal, buddy. Let's just have a good old street fight. Nothing on the line but our manhood. Okay, cool, whatever. Bobby's a heel. He can lose that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. And then SmackDown back to It's just filler bullshit. And like Finn Balor, it's unfortunate. Like, damn, you had to dull his star out because Lesnar's not back yet. Remember, Finn Balor's 40 years old, man. These boys ain't young.
They could be, but then they could, but also the way that they fucking take care of their bodies, you got some stuff with them. They could
TRT.
You see how Finn Balor is built? Crazy.
I tell my wife, leave the room. You can't watch this. You can't watch this.
You can't watch Finn.
You better be happy with this 3-pack. Get out of here. I'm like,
listen.
I'm like, he probably got a little wiener. That's what I said to her. He probably got a little wiener. Okay, don't worry about this. Okay, don't worry about him. He's 5'4". Leave it. Get out of here.
Well, regardless, I just not with it. I'm just not with it. And so ultimately, in my mind, Raw was a lot better than SmackDown, people.
Yeah, and usually SmackDown brings it. And it
Not
was
this
just
time.
it was because of little things that they extended too long. Like you said, the Edge match could have been shorter. The Becky and Bianca Belair could have been one segment. The Roman Reigns and Finn Balor, even though it was a good match, it led to nothing. So SmackDown, it wasn't the performer's fault or by any means. It was the back, and they extended things too long, and that's what. So Raw finally caught up because of the extending storylines too long now.
They are, I think, after this current crop of storylines is concluded, they're gonna have to do a draft because they have to start mixing these talent up. Because honestly, because right now, who else is for Roman to beat? You don't want Roman to go get Seth right now because they're both heels. That's why you got Seth preoccupied. But who else is there for them? You got to mix this talent up. You got to see what it is.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens with Big E. But listen, we'll get there, people.
He needs that push, man. I'm like excited for if they had Roman Reigns, Big E, I'd be happy. But that could be a longer storyline. That would be.
You gotta let it take his time because Big E's got that briefcase. So obviously the money in the bank briefcase. So obviously he can cash it at any point in time.
First of all,
they got to pick their spot with it.
How about, I know we don't talk about it at all, but what's his name? He got the 24/7 championship. I'd be laughing my ass off.
Oh, Reginald.
Yeah, Reginald. Hey man, he just and then fucking R-Truth, man, with the dog.
And then Tozawa. Every dog has his. R-Truth. I think R-Truth is money and it's hilarious. Yeah. I think that what WWE should do, and what they probably should do, is they should that 24/7 championship. They should use to try to really get in with advertisers. Like, look at when you had the Black Panther shit. I mean, you know what I mean, with the R-Truth and shit. I think that's money. I think, those guys may not be main eventers, but those are guys that you can definitely have representing the product in a fun, in a way. You got a title out there that's going to make you some good bread. Get the fans and people involved. I think there's definitely some money there. I know people listen. Like, what are you talking about? You can make money everywhere in WWE, but you'd be surprised by how much money R-Truth has probably made them. You know what I mean?
Reginald too. Reginald's with it.
He just got there, but I'm talking about because R-Truth has been in like a few of these. Like, he's been on the Daily Show with the 24/7. Like,
years old.
But R-Truth also doesn't look. Listen, let me tell you, black don't crack. That good with water. A good diet, and you sprinkle in some TRT.
Oh, and
everything you mean to me,
and a little melanin, okay? Because
you know what I'm saying. Well, then that's what the black is, baby. Well, then it's because the melanin don't crack. Make sure you take your vitamin D, baby. Now listen here, people.
TRT, he's taking that vibranium. How dare you?
Or for the people who watch The Boys, Compound V. And this has been.
I gotta watch season 2. I gotta watch season 2.
You haven't seen season 2 yet?
Hey. I had to finish. Listen, I finished Demon Slayer. Watched the movie. I'm waiting for Attack on Titan for the whole thing to come out, right? I finished Walking Dead season 10. I gotta watch it. There's a lot, baby.
I watch
Fuck all that. You need to go to season 2 of The Boys.
And I watched what's it called? Invincible. That's why I didn't watch The Boys.
Let me tell you something. Fuck all that shit you talk. I'm telling you right now, this next season, balls to the wall. The shit is wild. It's disrespectful. It's crazy.
Yeah, I need disrespectful.
You will be loved. Excuse me, you're gonna love it, and then you're gonna feel offended by it within the same minute. It is wonderful. And remember, people, don't be a cunt. I am Dean. That over there is my homie Gio. This is the No Cell Podcast, episode 3. Peace, love, and enjoy the hostilities, my friends.
Take care, y'all.